This video explains what are the issues that must be addressed when building an e-commerce presence. We start the video by explaining how to reach successful e-commerce presence. We then discuss what are the touch points with the customers and how to develop a presence map in order to meet with them. After explaining how a small company should map their objectives, we close by making a recap about the problem itself. The company presence isn't like it used to be. In today's world, the customers are not centered through a single communication channel. This meaning that to reach them, new practices must be developed and implemented so your company reach success. E-commerce presence is not as trivial as you may think, since it requires understanding of different fields. Building a successful e-commerce presence requires a keen understanding of business, technologies, and social issues as well. It is also required a systematic approach. Today, e-commerce presence is not just a corporate website. This meaning that social presence is highly needed. This means through Facebook, Twitter, or even apps. This way, customers have more channels to reach to you, to your service. Developing and coordinating all of these can be very difficult. E-commerce has moved from being a PC-centric activity on the web to mobile and tablet-based activity. At the present day, major US internet users use smartphones and tablets to shop for goods and services, entertainment, and access social networks. As a contrast, less for purchases. Your potential customers use various devices at different times of the day, and very important, they communicate with each other. A conversation between friends, tweeting, or simply reading a blog may be the entry point between you and your client relationship. How and where your company decides to make presence on depends usually on where the user segments are. The figure illustrates the four kinds of e-commerce presence: websites, email, social media, and offline. Each of these has different platform targets, which leave you with the combination presence platform. After you decide where you want to be, there are designated activities for each combo. Important to note that some platforms may be used for redirection. For instance, you may use offline media like radio to advertise your product through related websites. Where would you like to be a year from now? It's very helpful to have an idea of the time frame to develop the presence at start. A good solution is break down the project into smaller phases. The image illustrates a one-year timeline for a startup e-commerce presence development to a fashion company. As you can see, they broke down the presence plan into phases, giving each type of presence a time frame and activities, and milestones too. Building a successful e-commerce presence requires a clear understanding of the objectives and selection of the right platforms, activities, and timeline to achieve them. E-commerce presence includes more than website, but also social media and apps. Here, we have a micro case study about a video renting company. The company Blockbuster only rented video on physical stores. They peaked at 2004 and they survived to the transition on the end of the 90s from VHS to DVD. At the time, Netflix was already shipping videos to the customers' houses. Netflix was ready to make an agreement to join forces with Blockbuster, but they denied, thinking that Netflix worked for a niche segment. They failed because they didn't want to innovate. They end up not meeting with their customers, which translates in no revenue at all.